Welcome to the weekend update for Liberty, Leadership, and Lies with Larry Linton, coming to you from the Goat Locker Studio in Sevierville, Tennessee. Well, on a personal note, my two brothers and I are going to be with my mom this weekend to update some family photos. It is also the first time all three of us will be together with Mom since we scattered my pop's ashes at the house he was born and raised in on Father's Day in 2015. Wow, time sure does fly by. We are also struggling with some internet issues here in East Tennessee with Spectrum. It seems Spectrum has no redundancy built into their infrastructure after a construction crew cut into one of their fiber optic cables, knocking out internet services for a lot of people and businesses. So I'm recording this update in the Goat Locker studio, hopping in the car, traveling to North Carolina and going to my mom's house, where I hope her internet is working much better than here. For local news, I want to again plug my upcoming interview with a true servant leader. It'll be on the next leadership episode. She is a homeschooler right here in Sevier County. I'm really excited about this interview, and I hope together Emily and I can share enough knowledge and information so those parents that are out there that are hesitant to start homeschooling will gain enough knowledge so they can rescue their children from the clutches of government schools. And hopefully that'll turn into that old Breck shampoo commercial where I told two friends and they told two friends and they told two friends, so this can spread like wildfire. On the local scene here in Sevier County, there are some important events coming up. A reminder that the Sevier County Board of Education meetings on Monday, August 9th at 4:30 p.m. I have re-engaged via email the board member that represents the district I live in and still haven't received a response. As always, I'll keep you updated when he updates me. And the Constitutional Conservatives of Tennessee's next meeting is August 19th, and the topic will be the Great Reset. I hope you can make it, but I will share the information of what I learned there with the audience. But really, try to make it. Now, on to the state news. Have you all seen the reports of the 26 state Republican senators that are urging Tennesseans to get the vaccine, despite the many reports of its ineffectiveness and potential harm? Now, why do you suppose these senators, that are part of the political party that is supposed to represent individual freedom, want the rest of Tennessee to get vaccinated? Seems very anti-party platform to me. What about you? Maybe, just maybe, there are financial benefits for these senators, encouraging them to come out and publicly support submitting everybody to an experimental emergency use authorization vaccine. Now would be a good time for everybody in Tennessee to ask these senators a couple of important questions about their push of the vaccine. Questions like, do you or your campaign receive funding from any of the pharmaceutical companies that manufactured the vaccine, or the people that sell the vaccine? Or the next question could be, have you or your campaign or the district you represent received promises of federal funding for taking this position on the experimental vaccine? You always have to follow the money in these situations. Only weak-spined politicians will violate principles for money. So let's dig into that together. I wrote every one of those Transpublicans a pretty scathing email, and that email even got high marks from the lovely and talented Denise, which is very rare when it comes to my persistent letters and emails to politicians, and they haven't responded to me yet. I did blind copy a few other legislators in the state and other people whose opinion I value very much. Almost to a person, they have responded positively. Interesting, isn't it? It seems to me like it is the silence of shame preventing a response, because they know they lack principles when it comes to the liberty of their constituents. National news is about to reach a crescendo too, I think. Social media has already kicked into overdrive in disabling any of the accounts associated with the Arizona audit. Combine that with the CDC issuing conflicting guidance and signaling a possible nationwide mask mandate, because it worked so well the first time, right? And, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin are all making moves to conduct forensic audits too. And we also have the Attorney General of the United States threatening those states about these audits, despite the Constitution of the United States giving plenary, which means total, power to the state legislatures on how to conduct elections in their states. Once again, this is proving that just liberals do not care a whit about the Constitution. To them, it is just an impediment for their total control. How about the cowardly, unprincipled senators in Congress, led by the rhino McConnell, bending the knee on more out-of-control Democrat spending on an as-of-yet unwritten infrastructure bill? But, they do have principles, I think. I think they follow the principle of putting us all into generational debt bondage, robbing us of our liberty and our sweat equity at every turn to stay in power. I hope the audience realizes that this past Wednesday, the 28th of July, 2021, our republic surpassed $28 trillion in national debt. And now the usurpers in Washington, D.C. have decided to pile more on. It is time to vote every single one of them out and start from scratch. Every time one of the clowns currently serving is reelected, it is a vote for continued debt bondage and the erosion of our liberty. Every single one of them needs to be replaced. Until next week, this has been the weekend update of Liberty, Leadership, and Lies with Larry Linton. I pray you all have a wonderful weekend. Stand in the arena. Reveille, it's time to wake up.